welcome back. It's episode 4 of the Maximum Chillage podcast. My name is Chewy Sanchez, and with me, as always,
Tiki Mike.
Tiki Mike, welcome to the building. It's been a month now.
Oh, dang.
4 episodes. It's been a whole
that.
month.
It has.
How's your month been? How was your last week?
My last week. Referring to what?
This week. How was your week, man?
It's.
I haven't seen you. You
no.
ditched me. You ditched me yesterday.
I've just been. What do you? No.
I wanted to hang out with you yesterday.
Well,
Hit you up. Said, hey, let's hang out, man. And you were like, nah.
I was already driving somewhere.
Nas.
So,
How was that movie? Tell them what you saw.
I saw Dunkirk. I don't know if that's exactly how you pronounce it.
Is it German?
No, it's actually a French town.
It's a French-ass name.
It's Christopher Nolan's latest movie. It stars, and again, I don't know how to pronounce this actor's name because I heard someone say Cillian Murphy. I always thought it was Cillian Murphy. Maybe that's just an Irish name that, can be interchangeable based on where you're saying the name from. Anyways, also, Tom Hardy was in it, and Harry Styles was actually a lead character.
So this is that movie.
Yeah, and he was surprisingly good.
Well, yeah,
He's actually a very good actor in that movie.
The director was 100% backed up his decision to put him in the movie because he was getting a lot of criticism
slack
for that.
and stuff. Yeah, I would assume. I mean, if I had heard, I didn't know he was going to be in the movie until I saw him in there, and I was like, "Who is this thick eyebrowed guy?" And then I realized, oh crap, that's fucking Harry Styles.
From the trailer, he looked like a good actor.
Yeah, no, he does fine, and although we see a lot of reaction from him in the movie, there's not a lot of dialogue from his part, and a lot of the movie doesn't have a lot of dialogue. I could see some people who were going to see a war movie, seeing a lot of shooting and a lot of things like that, would be very disappointed. There is a lot of death in here, and it's mainly coming from bombs, but most of the movie is a giant buildup. The soundtrack is constantly going. There is almost, throughout the whole movie, a ticking sound that is occurring till like maybe the last 5 minutes of the movie. And so...
Is that explained?
Huh?
Is that explained?
It's part of the soundtrack.
Okay.
It's part of the soundtrack. I forget the person's name. It's something Zimmer, Hans Zimmer. Maybe?
Hans Zimmer, yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah, Hans Zimmer. Yeah.
Okay, Hans Zimmer did the soundtrack, and
he's also done Batman, I believe.
Yeah. Okay, it was very reminiscent of Batman, Dark Knight's soundtrack, or probably all of the Batman series. But it's a constant in the background, just building tension the whole time, pretty much. So yeah, the lack of dialogue in a lot of scenes and that constant ticking kind of builds up a lot of tension throughout the movie.
So you liked it?
I liked it.
What would you give it as a rating?
Ooh, that's hard. I don't even want to go there.
Do you see yourself more as an Ebert and Roper, or the other guy with the crazy mustache on the Today Show?
I miss the guy with the crazy mustache. Is he still doing stuff?
I don't know, man. He could be dead.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I see more as a Jiminy Lick.
I would like to be the critic. It sucked.
What's his name? John.
Oh my God.
Lovitz. John Lovitz.
John Lovitz.
It stinks. It stinks.
That's what it is. It's not even it sucked. I screwed the pooch on that. Got the wrong line.
It's all good. You're eating something. Go ahead and explain why you're eating something.
Today is National Junk Food Day. I try to think outside of the box and bring Chewy something.
He brought me Cool Ranch corn nuts, which I appreciate because I really like corn nuts, man. What do you have?
I'm pretty sure that's your favorite flavor of corn nuts. Am I mistaken?
It's my favorite flavor. Everything. Cool Ranch.
Well, I have hot Cheetos doused in nacho cheese.
I'm going to do a little ASMR for you guys there. I'm going to eat these and it'll be a tranquil noise and give you a head orgasm. Let's try to do that. A little ASMR. I hope that was soothing for you because it was soothing for me. I was actually talking about this. I get head orgasms. Do you have those?
Can you explain to me what that means? Head orgasm?
Let me finish eating these corn nuts. It was a terrible decision to bring me corn nuts to a podcast. You know that, right?
Oh, I knew. But it's National Junk Food Day, and so,
I'm sorry to the listeners. I won't eat any more of these. I just had to do some for Junk Food Day. But about these head orgasms. So I thought this happened to everybody. I was under the impression that this happened to everybody. So since I was a kid, if somebody does something that's like, if they touch my head, or if you talk in a really smooth voice, like teachers can do it to me, anybody, like music can do it. If the sound is just right, the pitch is just right, or the touch or whatever, you got your girl rubbing on your head, whatever it may be, my head will start to tingle. And it feels really cool. And it'll end as soon as somebody talks. Like, it can end. Like, as soon as it starts, you can kill it.
I think I know what you're talking about, but...
Not everybody gets them, apparently. I thought everybody did, and then I looked it up and realized not everybody has that.
I'm going to have to Google more about that. I feel like that's not a common thing, what you're talking about.
No, I don't know.
No?
It's not. I don't think so.
I don't know if what I get is the sensory reaction that I'm receive sometimes.
Did you
is
get
what
it when
you're
I was
talking
listening
about.
to the chord nuts? When I was eating
No.
those? You didn't get it?
I assume that it would be different for each individual what sets it off. But, yeah, man.
So, also, Michael also brought another thing. In the tradition of the podcast, we've been drinking beers for the last 3 podcasts. Things have changed a little bit. I'm going to introduce it today, but I don't know what it is. I don't think he knows what it is either, but there's a story behind it. Zimdaya Mango Aguas Frescas, 4.2% alcohol. What is this? Why do you have it? And why did it come with free mason jars?
Because, well, you had talked
Do a
about...
little ASMR, see if you can hear the pouring.
Oh, that's a good pour sound.
There we go. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was pretty satisfying for me to do it. And I'm sorry you can't see this because Michael fucked up. We were supposed to have a video podcast today, but he couldn't get a hold of his lights.
Right, you know.
This is really good.
Is it good?
This is delicious.
I imagine that this is the drink of the summer.
Mango Zimdaya.
Okay, so you were talking
Japanese?
about... is it Japanese?
Zimdaya!
Oh, man.
It's Spanish, I think, for some reason.
Yeah, it's agua frescas.
Yeah.
It's yeah. Anyways, yeah. So I was trying to find
You can drink it like soda, which is dangerous. I'm almost halfway done with mine.
I was trying to find something
It's
interesting.
Friday, right? Fuck it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna down
right,
this, and
yeah.
maybe it'll be interesting for the podcast.
Right. Okay, so I was trying to find something, interesting to bring in, and I was at 7-Eleven buying my hot Cheetos and cheese, and they don't have a large selection of things. And some of the stuff that they had were all IPAs. I know you're not a fan of IPAs.
No, hate IPAs.
I know that, so I was trying to find
I don't know
something
if
different.
This is on the subject. I don't know if this is a true story or this is one of those internet things. Aaron Carter was arrested for a DUI in Florida earlier this week, or maybe last weekend. And on a news story I
He was
saw,
just trying to get candy, dude.
he was crying to the cop. It says in a report he was crying to the cop that he can't even drink IPAs. That was like his excuse.
It's a good excuse, man. It sneaks up on people, Higher alcohol content.
I hope that's a real story.
I could see it.
I can't even drink IPAs, crying to the cop.
Okay, so yeah. Well, I abandoned 7-Eleven and
Is that what took you so long?
what, trying to figure out a beer?
Yeah.
Well, not that long.
He was 30 minutes late.
I wasn't 30 minutes
for
late.
the record. Let it be
30 minutes
known.
is on time for me, and you should know that by now. And you should expect that. You should plan for things like that.
Nah.
Anyways, I stopped into what is that place? The gas station. What is it?
Fast Trip.
Fast Trip. I went to Fast Trip. I started going. I see that they have some craft beers there.
Isn't it
sometimes.
much nicer
something
here without
interesting.
Bobby? I just wanted to add that. It's just so much nicer. The room just feels so much more nice.
Wow, dude! You're
I
going to go there with that.
Half a Zimdaya deep, dude. These things sneak up on you.
Dude, they're again. Let's mention that they're only 4.2%. That's a Bud Light. Yeah.
I haven't had food all day, bro. I've been waiting for you.
Okay, so the promotional person was there.
Was it a Jahangradera?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was. Yeah,
As always.
and they saw me searching for product, and then they started to bring this up. They said that I told them that I was going to be reviewing this for a podcast, and they threw in a second mason jar
Oh,
for
wow.
that. Yeah, for my
me.
second person. So they were very kind about it. I thought it would be an interesting summer drink to, looks refreshing.
One time,
It tastes refreshing.
I feel bad for those John that us, dude. Like, one time, I was visiting some friends in Oakland, and I got thirsty, as I do on vacation. Went down to the local liquor store in Oakland, California. Apparently, after I got back, they told me that I shouldn't be going to the liquor store because Seminary Avenue is one of the most dangerous streets in Oakland and the United States. So I walked over to the liquor store on Seminary Avenue, and there's two girls selling, I think it's just Jack Daniels, in skimpy-ass outfits. Dudes crawling all over them. They were giving samples of Jack Daniels, like little shots. And
No way.
Yeah.
I think that's illegal, man.
No, I don't know. They were giving shots, dude.
Well, anything goes down in that area, probably.
I guess. I don't know, but I felt bad because it's like, who takes them home after this? How do they not get followed after this?
Yeah. And,
Oof. Zendaya.
There are definitely sketchy figures in Sanger that would be there too. So
I was gonna drop a name right now, but I won't.
yeah.
You know who I'm talking about, though.
I'm not
Were they
sure.
there?
No, I don't know who you're talking about.
All right. I see a reoccurring character there a lot.
I haven't
A lot of
been
the
to
people
Fast
that we
Trip
know.
for a while.
Oh, Fast Trip. I was thinking 7-Eleven.
Okay, that's.
Do you know who I'm talking about at 7-Eleven?
Wait, no, I don't.
Tall fellow.
I
Has some
possibly.
beef with Lunchbox. So, we live in a sketchy town, and a lot of the people that we know and went to high school with are now on meth. No, true story. And a lot of the people that we still consider
Associates?
We associate.
I wouldn't say friends. Associates.
they're known associates. They are on meth, and we see them every now and then, and we try to help them out as much as we can.
That tall fellow you're talking about referred to me really sadly as like I remember we were in middle
Recently?
school.
Oh,
No, we were in middle school, and I don't remember what it was that I had, but he wanted me to hand it to him or give it whatever it was that I had to him instead of someone else. And he said, "Come on, man, I'm your best friend." And I said, "What? You're not my best friend." And,
that's when he became a
guy,
meth head.
His face went just so serious. It just like I did not realize we were that close at that time. We just hung out. We were in this nerdy guitar club, and where a couple of us would bring guitars and go to this classroom, and I don't think we even really played the guitars in that classroom. But yeah, I did not know that we were that close at that point.
speaking of nerdy guitar clubs, this is not a joke. It just reminded me. It's in the news. The lead singer of Linkin Park passed away this week. Your reaction? Yesterday, rather.
Yeah, yesterday. My reaction?
Your reaction.
It's an unpopular reaction, apparently. I didn't know that he was... I always... Okay, when I was in middle school...
This is all due respect, right?
All due respect.
Okay.
All due respect. In middle school, I bought Hybrid Theory. I was a fan of Linkin Park for like a year, and I don't know how I just fell out of it. I realized that the songs were kind of basic, and that they weren't doing anything that special. Limp Bizkit was already doing
DJ Lethal. Shout out to DJ Lethal.
Shout out to DJ Lethal, who I impersonated at a mock rock
With me.
with you. You were oh my god, I can't think of the bassist's
Bassist.
name. I used to know his name. I actually used to have his autograph. Actually,
I don't remember his name, dude.
when they were.
John Otto? Or is that the name of the drummer?
I think that's the name of the drummer.
John Otto,
so
DJ Lethal.
Limp Bizkit it was without a guitarist for a while, and they came to Guitar Center, and it was like a fake sham.
And one
that
of the
they were
meth head
doing.
people that we know tried out to be in Limp Bizkit.
Yep, they tried it. It
Not-
was
true
just,
story, true story.
Honestly, they didn't even find a guitarist from that whole, nationwide tour of Guitar Centers. That was just a ploy for Guitar Center to have a promotion. And yeah, well, where was I going with this? Oh, the bassist was there, and I got his autograph then. And I was just trying to see Fred Durst, but didn't see.
Was he
Fred
there?
Durst. He was there. They had. I remember in the Fresno Bee, they had a picture of Fred Durst.
Did he have a Jahunda
looking
with him?
very solemn? No, he was just sitting there, very solemn, very bored, and that was his picture. And he was probably very tired of going to Guitar Center after Guitar Center, knowing that they weren't going to, take any of these guitarists.
I have a collection in my phone currently of Fred Durst snaps that he snaps. He's one of the most interesting characters on Snapchat because he'll just snap really weird things. Very arbitrary, very just weird, just out of nowhere, and like a picture of a desk. He'll post that. A picture of a pool, but just the water, just the reflection of the water. A picture of his leg, not his whole legs, not his whole leg, just a piece of his leg.
Like an upper thigh, or
No, like his lower calf, like his calf.
is there like a tattoo that he's showing?
There's a tattoo there, but I don't think it's the focal point. He's definitely on my list of people who I really enjoy on Snapchat. Him and Pauly Shore. If I could get him and Pauly Shore on my Snapchat,
Dude, you know what? I'm
Totally-
gonna stop you there
totally
again.
possible.
I'm gonna stop you there again because Fred Durst would be a joke. I'd be honored for Pauly Shore to show up. That would be a dream come true.
You
Fred
remember
Durst would be a joke, dude.
when Fred Durst was on the Tom Green show, pretending to be an old man who was weird? That was fucking golden. If you guys have never seen that, just look up Tom Green show, Limp Bizkit. Fred Durst goes on dressed as an old man, being really weird, and it was golden. And all of this stuff that we're talking about is early 2000s stuff, and going back to the Limp Bizkit. So
What I was saying, the reason why I brought up Limp Bizkit was they already did the new metal and hip hop mashup.
Linkin Park didn't really break ground on anything.
And again, not that Rage Against the Machines was playing new metal, but they already did a harder rock mixed with a hip hop element, and same with Beastie Boys mixing elements of like punk rock and
Loosely. Loosely.
Well, they started. I don't know if you ever heard early Beastie Boys.
You've told me like 3 times.
Oh man, dude,
300 times.
they sound like Bad Brains, dude. But anyways, yeah. So that's already been done. They weren't breaking new ground. I think it's a sad loss that anybody just decides to kill themselves.
Yeah.
That's pretty shitty.
How I feel about it is, honestly, in all honesty, it's not a joke. He's been making really sad music all these years, and everybody who was buying all that shit were just enablers. Why did anybody reach out and be like, "Yo, bro, I heard that song. Are you okay? Like, that's some deep shit, man. Are you doing okay? Do you need something? Do you need some help, perhaps? Like, can I help? Can I talk to you? Like, when I see people sad, I want to help them. Yeah, when you're bummed out, I go make sure that you're not. I sometimes worry that you are gonna kill yourself. I'm not joking. And it's I like to go pop on in.
Interestingly enough, that you say that. I was just at my grandmother's house.
I gave him a rope one year for Christmas, and I felt really bad.
It was Rope and a John Bryan soundtrack.
Uh-huh.
And if you don't know John Bryan, he's the fifth. He's the long lost Beatle that's just really depressed and sad and makes the saddest songs. Anyways,
I gave him the I Heart Huckabee soundtrack and a rope for Christmas. True story. That was back when I was a son of a bitch.
I was at my grandmother's house, and she said, with all surety, that I am going to die the same day as her. And I don't know if she just knows that if she dies, that's the one thing that's gonna set me over. I don't know if she just knows that I'm just unhealthy, and that I couldn't take it, Maybe it's that. I don't know. But she was pretty sure that I was gonna die at the same time. So, there's looking at that.
What did she say?
You guys take that. That's exactly what she said.
You're gonna die the same day I do? Is that what she said?
Yeah.
Well, fuck. I don't even know what to say to that.
Yeah,
Zendaya.
Dude, that's not even the word, dude. That's not even what this drink is called.
It's Zumbita. I do that a lot.
So if you guys are looking for this drink,
Zumbita.
Okay, all right. So yeah, that's settled. So you don't think that it's a loss or to music?
Well, it's a loss to alive
to humanity.
Yeah, a person killed themselves. But I was just surprised that everybody was like a Linkin Park super fan.
Everybody is a Linkin Park super fan.
Have you noticed, like, every time somebody dies, everybody was their fan?
Well, yeah.
It's been a thing that I've noticed in the last maybe 2 years. I don't know if more people have died in the last 2 years, but it's what I've noticed in the last 2 years.
Maybe more people that have died that we grew up with or knew.
Definitely.
You know, when we were kids, we
which
didn't really
which sucks because
pay
that means we're on
attention to
our
any
way
of
out
those
too.
people. Oh yeah, dude.
It used to just be like fucking Charlton Heston has passed away, and it's like, okay, cool. That sucks. I saw Lawrence of Arabia once, but
come on, man. Every Easter, you didn't watch him lead the Jews out of Africa?
What movie is that?
You know where he's Moses. 10 Commandments.
Oh, okay. No, I did not.
I probably only did that once, to tell you the truth.
But you actually did do
It was
that.
always on ABC.
Oh,
I
weird.
didn't understand that it was because of Passover that they were showing it by, for Easter. I never understood the
How
connection.
are those Cheetos with cheese?
Oh, dude, delicious. This is not the first time I've had this. This is closer to the, I'll give a conservative estimate.
Is that
The
7-Eleven
40th.
cheese?
Yeah.
That's not that good. It's out of the bag. It's not out of the can. It's not
That's pretty good.
Did you put jalapenos on it at least?
No, I didn't. No, dude, the jalapenos are sketchy, dude, because they're just sitting in the juice, and I don't think they're refrigerated. They're just open, like there's no plastic
That
cover.
little thing is refrigerated.
Yeah, I don't think it's refrigerating that part. I don't think if I shot a temperature gun in there, it's gonna like.
Is that something you learned at your job?
I don't think it would.
Doing temperature walks?
It's not what it's called, but moving on. Yeah.
So the Linkin Park thing, everybody was sad yesterday, and I didn't know how many people actually listened to Linkin Park. So yeah, so rest in peace him. But like, I just want to get your take on it.
Rest in peace, him. Good riddance for the band is what I'm gonna say. Because I could give a shit if there was another Linkin Park album that was about to drop. Which one just did? Apparently, I didn't know about it.
You know what happened yesterday after he died? I felt really bad.
What's that?
His Twitter, not his Twitter, but the Linkin Park Twitter, they they immediately went into full panic mode and were like, "Oh shit, we have a tour coming up," and they started posting links to merch because that's the last money they're ever gonna make as a band is off of that merch.
Yep.
Just not gonna be another tour. They can't replace him.
They're going to be taking some hard losses on all that summer 2017 tour.
No, they're not. Don't you think people want that merchandise? People are probably... They had a Linkin Park fidget spinner, man.
I think the tour's name was something like One More Time.
One More Light.
One More Light.
Yeah. I don't want to make any jokes, man. I got a lot of them, you know. I got a lot of jokes, but I'm not going to say them because they're insensitive. And people don't like being insensitive. But I did feel bad that they just went into full panic mode instead of letting out a press release about his death or anything. It was like, buy our merch because you gotta get it now. That's cool.
What the hell? Dude, Chester's haunting us right now.
That's straight up what's happening right now.
Woo! Oogie boogie.
I don't know what to do.
Mike Shinoda is channeling his powers through Chester, knowing that all these people are talking all kinds of shit, and he's just remixing their podcasts. I don't know if this is picking up on the podcast. Do you think it is?
In true,
Are we gonna have to take a break?
I don't think so, but in true Linkin Park form, they are using their DJ powers to remix this song. But yeah, no, I don't. I think I can just I think we're good. I think they heard an echo for a while, but I just pressed me up. But yeah, so that if anybody needed proof that God was real and ghosts exist, that fool came down and turned on my laptop so he can remix our podcast.
Yeah.
Moving on, Sean Spicer. Did you see that? Resigned
I did see
today.
that. Yeah, he resigned.
What do you think about that?
Well, there's only so much a guy can take of trying to explain something only to be undermined by a tweet like 20 minutes later from the president. He tried to explain things and go around things and try to explain situations, and then that other fool would say, nah, fuck it. I fucking hate everybody, and this is what I'm gonna say. I can do what I want. I was elected, and so, there's only so much that guy could take, I guess.
There's only so much he could do, really. I feel like it was expected. I felt like in a month in, he was going to resign. Once Melissa McCarthy started making fun of him, and I heard through CNN and other reports that he couldn't really handle that. He didn't really like that a woman was portraying him.
Really?
He did not like that at all. He hated that. He didn't take kindly to it. And in the last few weeks, he started doing off-camera press releases or
well, that's
pressers.
because they had closed the press releases.
They did close the pressers for a while, and then Sarah Huckabee Sanders started doing them for a while because he couldn't handle it anymore. And now Sarah Huckabee Sanders is actually the new
is she the new
press secretary?
Press secretary?
Yeah, she is. Which I feel like Melissa McCarthy can still. I'm not. I'm just saying. I think Melissa McCarthy can still do a pretty good Sarah Huckabee Sanders. I think SNL freaked the fuck out for like 30 minutes. They're like, oh shit. That's the only thing keeping this show alive is the Spicer bit with Alec Baldwin. And then they were like, Sarah Huckabee Sanders is the press secretary. Like, oh, fucking thank God our show lasts for one more year. How's that show still on, dude? Honestly,
I don't know. I'd like to see what their ratings are, but
They're great. They're great.
Are they really?
Yeah. This last season was the best season in a long time because of the Trump shit and Sarah Huckabee, or not Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Well, now Sarah Huckabee Sanders, but Melissa McCarthy. Being Sean Spicer, they're doing great. But I watched pretty much every episode last season, and I can say,
did you really?
Yeah, because
You're a fan of it?
I wanted to see every week what new Trump thing was going to happen because it was the talk of the week. It really was. Everything that happened on Saturday night with the Sean Spicer bit or the Alec Baldwin as Trump.
Wait, so you're saying just this past year?
Just this past year.
Oh, okay.
I fell off for a really long time, man.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it sucked. It still sucks. After the monologue, no, not the monologue. That sucks too. After the opening with
the opening act.
After the opening
with whoever the special guest is.
Yeah, just usually this last season has been the Donald Trump.
Oh, really?
Melissa McCarthy. That's what it is every time.
Wow.
And then they're pretty much done after that.
I didn't know that. I have not watched Saturday Night Live in years. It's just kind of sad. It's like adults putting on a really sad teenager, a teenager skit drama.
Yeah, like it honestly sucks. Like I sit there, I watch it, and I'll watch the whole thing. I'll try to watch the whole thing, rather. I'll try to watch the whole thing. I'll flip through other channels, hope that one of the skits is good. But honestly, it just sucks. It's just a terrible show, and I think the one thing that I hate about it the most is Kenan Thompson. I don't like him the most because he needs to just move on, man.
I don't know, man. I used to
really like that guy.
the only thing that I liked about that show for a while.
I feel like when he was on All That, he was the shit.
All That was definitely his best work, but that's not his fault. That's the writing.
All That was not his best work.
Oh, what else?
Good Burger.
But that was on All That, wasn't it?
Is that how it started? I
believe it was a feature a lot.
And
kind of like Wayne's World was a feature on Saturday Night Live,
let
and
it be
then got
known
its
that
own
Wayne's
movie.
World is my absolute favorite movie in the world, and that's why I have a little soft spot in my heart for SNL because of Wayne's World. And
well, no, back then in let's say 70s all the way through early 90s, it was a pretty
Chris
solid
Kattan,
show.
Bro? Chris Kattan,
I'm just saying.
Night at the Roxbury, bro.
Yeah, well, I actually never watched Night at the Roxbury, but
did you ever see the skit though?
Yeah, I love the skits. You don't think those were solid? Those were pretty solid.
They're all right, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
what's your favorite SNL movie?
Favorite SNL movie?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Okay, let's go through some of them. There's Coneheads. That's a contender.
It's a pretty good movie.
That's
I used to hate it, but I like it.
No, it's a good movie.
Wayne's World, of course.
Of course, Wayne's World, which is also a huge contender for me on that.
I'm going to just go ahead and just steal it because this is not actually a SNL movie, but it's an SNL cast member. All of the Family Vacations. I feel like all the Chevy Chase roles as Family Vacation.
Oh, well, okay, that's because a lot of those guys were from the National Lampoon's writing group, and so that's... Which also, those early Lampoon's or Family Vacations were actually John Hughes movies. I don't know if you...
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just John Hughes being John Hughes, man. But we can't throw those movies into this mix, right?
I'm a big fan of Chevy Chase, man.
Chevy Chase is great.
He's one of my favorites ever. Like, when that guy dies, I'll be tweeting fucking nonstop about how much I love Chevy Chase. Let it be known. Now, when Chevy Chase dies, I'm going to be tweeting nonstop, and I'm not going to be a bandwagon death fan.
For me, that person in my life is Steve Martin. I
liked Steve Martin a lot.
I will be so heartbroken.
Another SNL alum.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he actually on the cast. I want to say he actually was just one of the what's the phrase I'm trying to think of?
Guest host?
He was, the guest host that has like the most times on the show.
I believe it because he's cheaper by the dozen, dude. That's the best movie he has. We've had this discussion, and I really think it is.
We're not even talking about a great movie that combines both of those people. Adding in Martin Short to the list.
Three
Amigos, dude. Come on. That is a great movie. Anyways, no, my favorite Steve Martin, of course, is The Jerk.
Cheaper by the dozen, too?
No. The Jerk is a comedic genius at its best of being ridiculous. And
Number 2 is Cheaper by the Dozen, right?
I've seen it, and, it's not his worst work. He's had some other movies that were pretty terrible.
Where twins, or what's it called? Not twins.
No.
What's the one where he's the father of the bride?
No, dude, Father of the Bride's great.
It is a good movie.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
It always made me feel gross.
Wait, what?
It made me feel gross for some reason.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It just made me feel gross.
I kind of understand where you're coming from. Not based on that movie, but, weird things that set you off that you don't understand why there's a connection.
It's kind of weird, dude. Just his daughter was like pregnant, and she just like got cummed in by a dude, and he's like, oh, I don't know. As a kid, it was kind of taboo to me. I saw it when I was a kid.
Well, I mean, it's not like he was fucking his daughter. I don't get what you're talking about here.
That was the different movie I was watching. My bad. I think I was watching like the porn version. I do that sometimes. The first time I saw The Office, I saw the porn version first, and I was like, this is dirty. Why is everybody else thinking it's a wholesome comedy? Dwight was a big old pervert. I saw the midget Seinfeld before I saw actual Seinfeld.
I don't think I know what you're talking about.
The only reason I know what it is because the porn store I used to frequent when I was 18 used to have a copy in a glass case, and it was $40.
Why?
Because I think it was a sought-after porn, man. It was a group of Seinfeld.
You bought this?
I didn't buy it.
How did this come into your possession?
I don't own it.
Wait,
what?
It
was a joke. I've never seen it.
Oh. Wait, what? Does it exist?
They had it in a glass case.
They had it.
The porn shop.
Oh, the porn shop. So you weren't that young.
18.
All right. I just wanted to establish that. This wasn't a child stumbling onto something. This was a grown person.
I don't know. 18's not that grown, dude.
You could...
You gotta be careful, dude. The feds are listening to you.
I'm just saying you can hold a gun in combat is where I was going with it.
Oh,
you
okay.
weirdo, man. No, man.
The feds listen to you constantly.
Anyways, yeah, so Steve Martin, when that man dies, I will be very sad.
Chester from Linkin Park just died, and we're talking about celebrity deaths. Who are the next two? It's the rule of threes, man.
The rule of threes
it's a real
such
thing.
Bullshit,
no,
dude.
No.
Nah, dude.
It always happens.
People are dying all the time.
You know who's gonna die?
What?
And it's gonna be a big. I'm gonna get off the internet for a week. Betty White.
Oh well, dude, that's gonna happen because she's just up there in age.
Yeah. No, but like what I'm saying is like everybody's already tweeting about when Betty White dies. I'm gonna be so sad, and honestly, not a fan.
Oh, you mean you're not a fan of her work?
Not Not really.
I think she's funny. I mean, she's not one of my favorites by any means. I think she's a funny lady.
She was a Cochina back in the day, right? That's how she got her notoriety. She's like one of the first Cochinas. I think so.
No, I don't know what you're talking
She's
about.
a Cochina now.
Yeah.
Is that just now?
I think it started in the Golden Girls.
No, okay. And she was already old as fuck in Golden Girls.
Yeah. Yeah.
You reminiscing about Golden Girls or what?
Dude,
It was a good show.
Actually, I couldn't think of the theme song. Sometimes, wait, how does the theme song go? Do you know?
I don't know. Three's Company is the one I'm thinking of right now.
Shit. Well,
Come and
anyways,
knock on our door.
it's a good song.
We've been waiting for you.
Do you have a favorite sitcom?
You know the thing. Three's Company too. Yeah, Full House. I stole that exact line from Full House.
Wait, which one? What?
That whole song that I just sang. It was like Uncle Jesse was trying to remember the Three's Company theme song and he couldn't remember it. So it was like the only thing that could put Michelle to sleep was the Three's Company theme
I do
song.
remember that scene. But I mean, is that your favorite sitcom
Probably.
theme song?
Growing up, Full House.
It's a good song.
It's a good.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to Michael's fucking Zendaya?
Wait, no, isn't that Family Matters?
I like Family Matters.
I think you're thinking
No,
of that.
not the Newsman, the Paperboy, Evening TV.
I know those lyrics, but is that Full House?
Yes, 100%.
Oh, I think you're right. I can picture them on the Golden Gate Bridge now.
Yeah, under that part doesn't exist. It's like two different places. They're at the Painted Ladies' houses, and then they're also looking at the Golden Gate Bridge, which they're nowhere near each other.
Well, we all have dreams, Chewy, and eventually they die when someone tells us something like that.
You've been to San Francisco, you know that.
I've never been to the Full House.
It's nowhere near any of those things.
Well, yeah.
It's in the Castro district.
Yeah. None of the architecture near the Golden Gate Bridge is like that. So yeah, I guess I just never put it together, Chewy.
Yeah. You gotta learn sometime, man.
Have you ever seen the library from
Harry Potter?
No.
Yeah, it's at UC Berkeley.
No, the library from Neverending Story.
I don't even know what that movie is.
What? Come on, dude.
Don't know. Don't do that.
Fucking,
you don't have a pop screen.
Hey, wait, didn't I have a pop screen?
You never had a pop screen.
I didn't have a pop
No.
screen.
Let it be known that these things are catching up to me. They're not catching up to you?
No, not that bad.
Wow.
I mean, well, you're further along than me.
Almost too deep.
Anyways. I feel like this podcast is starting to lose speed. I feel
Well,
like...
then pick it up, bro.
I don't know where to pick it up, It's like, Michael, pick up your life. It's in pieces. And like, have I ever done that? No. Never.
A little bit.
Never. No.
Yeah, you got a better job. You have a good job right now.
Let's move on.
Let me talk about my job, dude.
All right.
For 4 days this week, I didn't do anything. Not a damn thing. I didn't do a goddamn thing. And when I'm not doing a damn thing, it's like a slow kind of hell. You saw my weights. I have weights at my job. Michael came in and visited me. I had weights at my job. And he's like, what are you doing, dude? I'm like, it's like jail, dude. Like, you gotta take a break and lift some weights.
Just had a pair of dumbbells there. And a change of clothes.
You gotta work out sometimes, dude, or you go crazy and you're crazy at work, dude.
You should get on the, get a pull-up bar here.
There was one. The old guy who used to work at the job used to have a pull-up job.
Really?
He would do pull-ups.
Wow.
He would take every hour.
Every now and then he would just go on his
hour.
set.
One at the top of every hour, he would go do 10 pull-ups.
It's good. It's a good system. It's a good system.
That was his thing. And that's what happens when you work at a small kind of job where there's not a lot of stuff to do. But it's Friday today, and shit just hit the fan. There's just like all kinds of things to do. That's just how my job works. And I don't know if I like that. It's kind of just like going from 0 to 100. You're not ready for it.
Is that a Drake reference? Doesn't he have a song that says that?
I think everybody just says 0 to 100.
Do they?
Real quick. You keep looking at my iCarly post. You have something to say about it?
No, it changed.
It did. I changed it to the right month. Wrong
The
year.
right month.
2011.
Definitely wrong year. I was just trying to think of why. Why would it matter what month it is?
Some kind of things just bother me, and I think you already know that.
But it's the wrong year.
But it's the right month.
But again, it's the wrong year. What day is today? 21st? Oh, 21st was a Thursday in 2011. We're getting off track.
You gotta talk into the microphone, man.
Not talking
you
to
can't
the
talk to
microphone?
the side. You gotta talk right into it.
Okay, so maybe these are catching up, and 4.2%. You're like, I can handle you, but you're like, not really a heavy
They
drinker.
literally taste like soda.
Yeah,
They're easy to drink. If you're trying to get if you're trying to catch a buzz and not know you're drinking anything, Zumbita, Aguas Frescas, they'll get you.
you have a cookout coming up. You have a
Dude,
barbecue.
don't even say that.
What?
Summer's almost over, man.
Dude, there's like at least another month of summer.
Just 1 month. It goes
Yeah,
by
dude.
so fast.
Really, honestly, like 3 weeks left.
Yeah, honestly.
Really, like 2 weeks left.
Why 2 weeks? I was thinking 3.
You gotta get your head in the game, dude. I don't know.
You don't go to
Well, I
school.
know.
Why do you
Is
go
there
to try to
summer?
the game?
Is there a summer for people like us?
I feel it. I feel the heat. I feel the season.
Oh, well, if you're talking about feeling the seasons, it's going to be hot until September, man.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said 1 more month.
Oh, more than that. It's 2 months, man.
Then you're in October.
Nah.
This whole year has gone by so fast, and I don't like it. I don't like how fast my years go by these years. At least
These
my,
days.
my life is just flashing by my eyes. I don't know. Is it a thing because we're not in school anymore?
Yeah, you were, again, like you were talking about, you were in prison when you were in school. You were
I
institutionalized.
didn't think I was in prison, dude. I liked it better.
Well, I'm
I got
saying,
to see you all. You didn't like
Dude, I
school.
don't
I know
know.
you don't like school.
Oh, dude, I hate it.
When are you gonna go back? Let's talk about that.
No, we're not talking about stuff. Why do you keep on trying to push things about my life?
I just want you to go back to school.
No,
man.
I don't want to go back to school.
You don't
man.
want
I
to?
mean,
Really?
I do. Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it. You son of a bitch.
Well, I don't understand why you don't want to talk
You're a
about
fucking son of a bitch.
Because I want you to better your life.
You're ambushing me right now.
I'm not ambushing
and I
you
don't appreciate it.
in any way.
Because I got to keep on talking because this is a podcast and we got to like not.
So here's
have
something
dead
for
air.
you. I don't know if you know about it. Pablo Sandoval has come back full circle
really?
to the San Francisco Giants.
Dude, I did not know about this.
Signed.
Oh, cool.
He's a fat ass.
Dude,
They're signing him to probably AAA.
he'll work his way back up.
You
man.
think so?
They'll get him on some weights.
Do you think
They'll
that
get him on a little regiment.
next year's an even year? How much magic do you think that would be? That they can pull it out of their ass, get him to lose all his weight, and get back to fucking fighting shape,
Fighting weight. Yep.
and win a World Series after being a horseshit for an entire year. He was the magic ingredient that they were missing. The Boston Red Sox hate that guy. He was not welcome there.
Well, and he didn't do all that much for them.
He did not,
So,
and he gained a lot of weight.
And I didn't see anything about his contract, but I imagine he was being paid pretty well. I could see a lot of their fans. He
He was supposed to be the next Big Papi. They were Big Papi was going to retire. They wanted him to be a DH and just hit all kinds of home runs. They
have a pretty strong fan base there, and I could see them
very loyal.
not taking kindly
Very
to him
racist.
coming in. And well, you've always said that.
They
but-
are. Boston's very racist.
Wow. Yeah, no.
P.T. Subban, who played, he used to play for the Montreal Canadiens. He is one of the only, there's probably one of 10 black players in the NHL. There are not a lot of them. There are not a lot of African American players in the NHL. And this guy is playing for Montreal. And Montreal and Boston hate each other. They would literally throw banana peels at him. That's fucking racist, dude. Boston would throw banana peels at him because he's black. I don't like Boston. I've always wanted to visit there. That's been like my East Coast place of choice. But after like realizing they probably don't like me there, I kind of don't want to go there.
I don't know, man. It's one of the most liberal parts of the that area. I mean,
Not New York. You don't think New York is one of the more liberal parts of that area?
and maybe this is showing a little light on that even the liberal areas are racist and divided. But that's a heavy topic, man.
Do you think San Francisco's racist? I don't.
Well, San Francisco's a little wonderland, so you know.
Do you think Los Angeles is racist? I don't. It's like a mini Mexico. It really is.
No, dude. I mean, you had the Los Angeles riots. I mean, they burned down half of Koreatown. I mean,
speaking of like the Los Angeles riots and race, O.J. Simpson has been released from jail.
You know what? I don't know why that wasn't the first topic we talked about.
How do you feel about it?
With the juice?
The juice.
The juice is loose, man.
That's true.
The juice is loose. Well,
once again, let the juice be loose. Let him be free.
He just needs to,
Okay, so
get back in fighting shape.
You and I have never talked about it.
Go running.
You and I have never talked about it.
About the O.J. Simpson trial?
Is he guilty or is he innocent? I have a
strong stance on it. Well, it sounds like you're gonna say that he is not guilty because you have a pretty passionate tone, and the consensus amongst most people is that he is most definitely guilty. So let me hear your stance on this.
OJ's guilty.
Oh, he is guilty.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, no, everybody knows he's fucking guilty, man. I thought you were going to drop some knowledge on me that was going to change my stance on it. Yeah, that guy's guilty, dude.
You've seen all the documentaries, right? You've seen the
show
I've
seen the
FX.
documentaries.
You saw the ESPN.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of information about that. I mean, it was the most publicized trial ever. And, I mean, even I don't know if I've ever seen a parole hearing televised.
Yeah.
But I was in the break room at work, and CNN was on,
playing it at Arsenio's.
and they were playing.
I went through to breakfast burrito, and they were playing it in there.
They were playing O.J. Simpson's testimony review, and they had a countdown until when the decision, or not a countdown. They were counting up of how long it would take for the decision from the parole board to come up with their decision. And I was like, oh shit, nobody else in the history, I don't think, has ever had a parole hearing televised. So yeah, there's so much information out about that case, the murder case. So many odd things that he said over the years that allude to it.
He wrote.
Well, that was a ghostwriter, though. I don't think that guy actually wrote it. I think it's been said that he did had a ghostwriter. But again, the ghostwriter probably had some information that he was privy to from him. So yeah, it's that guy was guilty as hell, man. But the juice is loose.
I like him though, even though I think he's guilty. You can't not like that guy.
Every time I watch Naked Gun, he is the funniest part.
I've never
in the
seen
Naked
it.
Gun.
I've never seen it, and I've always wanted to see his part in it.
Have you never seen Naked Gun?
No, I feel really bad because he really wanted to be an actor, dude. Okay, so here's what I think about it.
Dude, he's fucking hilarious.
Here's what I think about it. I feel like I don't want to say that there's like any excuse to be a murderer. I don't want to say there's any excuse, but I feel like he led a life that led him to the way that he was. He was a do-gooder. Like if you saw the documentaries, he was Johnny Football. He loved football. He was really good at football. He went to USC, went to the NFL. Just was all about breaking records and everything. But as soon as he fell off, nobody wanted anything to do with him. Like, society put him in a fucking dark place. And speaking of dark places, Lincoln Park, putting people in dark places takes you weird fucking places. And it's not necessarily that you're going to kill yourself, but maybe you're going to harm others. And I think that's what happened to him. He was just so used to being loved. People loved him, man. At a time, O.J. Simpson was people fucking loved that man. And then to have that all taken away from you, it puts you in a fucking weird place.
Look, I think that explains him why he's weird today. I don't think it explains why he killed somebody.
You don't think that would put you in a weird place?
No, because
and then a younger guy doing it, comes and starts fucking your girlfriend.
No, they weren't even together at the time. They were separated.
But you could see that mentally.
No.
Put you in a weird place.
Nah, man, he was fucking people left and right. He had years of abuse.
Dude, you can go fuck any girl you want, but if you're not fucking the girl you want to be fucking, it's not the same.
I know.
Oh, you know.
Yeah, no.
You know, we don't have to get through. We don't have to start talking about
You
that.
know.
I'm not trying to reply anybody's death or anything.
You know, just putting people in dark places. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to open any books, dude. I'm not trying to open any books here.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, man. Nah, it wouldn't drive people to murder.
I think so.
Nah.
I think to put him where he was to commit. I'm not saying it's an excuse.
No, that's a shit ass excuse. That's a shit ass explanation. I think
The glove
because,
doesn't fit. You must have quit.
You know, that racist prick fucked everything up, dude. Fucking Mark Furman. Fucking. You know, that was the end of the trial.
You know what I like?
What's that?
They still put Mark Furman on Fox News as a commentator.
Well, he's a son of a bitch.
They still bring that son of a bitch onto TV and ask his opinion about anything.
Oh my god. He's making money for every appearance,
Oh,
you know?
yeah, no, most definitely. And he's just known for being a fucking idiot.
Well, you know.
He didn't like that the juice was plowing the master race.
Yeah, that had little to do with it, probably. You know,
That had a lot to do with it, man.
You know,
Being in Brentwood, being in beautiful Brentwood, taking up prime real estate.
Hey, what did you think about the FX show?
I don't like. My favorite Cuba Gooding Jr. is in Boat Trip with Horatio Sands.
Hey, you know, I'm gonna say I actually really like that show.
Boat Trip?
But no, the show.
Do you like that movie?
I've never seen it.
One of my favorites.
It's on Netflix.
One of my
I'll
favorites.
put it on my list.
God damn, it's good.
We'll review it next week. But yeah, Cuba Gooding Jr. I don't think he was that great in that.
I don't think he was
portrayal
meant
of
for that role.
No,
wasn't
he
muscular enough.
doesn't look like him.
He wasn't tall enough.
And he talked very. Well,
How'd
he
you
didn't
think
talk like
about
that, but he
Ross?
talked very raspy.
How do you think about Ross as Robert Kardashian?
Well, the character that he portrayed, you see, I don't know enough about Robert Kardashian to know if that's how he carried himself as a person. But the portrayal of a person that he portrays in there is very sympathetic. I thought he did a good job as that. I like that you referred to Ross as David Schwimmer as Ross.
I don't know his name.
But
I don't like
David
Friends.
Schwimmer, dude. Well, you know, I'm not a huge Friends fan by any
I hate
means,
Friends.
but I understand that. In fact, I have even watched episodes to be annoyed. I don't know if that's a thing. Have you ever done that?
Oh yeah, I do. It's like hate
you
masturbating. You don't
yeah,
want to
like-
masturbate. You're just doing it because you want to get something off your chest.
Yeah, you know, it's just like, God damn, this is shit writing. That canned laughter every. Oh my God, same
You
thing.
jerk off in front of the
I
mirror.
do the
like you're
same
so
thing with.
fucking fat, you fat fuck. Nah, it's just me. Sam Dyer.
Anyways,
There's something that I saw an article a while ago that O.J. Simpson is the reason for all of the reality shows that are big now. The Kardashians are only big because of O.J.
it
Simpson.
generated a lot of viewership for.
Not just the not
Real
just
life shit.
It wasn't just Kardashian shows.
No, I get what you mean.
It was also I think the OC, not the OC. What's the other? Laguna Beach had something to do with one of the lawyers or something involved. Don't quote me, but Laguna Beach has something to do with the OJ trial. Paris Hilton in some way, or The Simple Life in some way, was associated to the OJ thing. A lot of shows. There's like over 20 reality shows that were tied to the O.J. Simpson trial. And that's fucking crazy. God bless him.
You mean his action of killing people?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Which allegedly.
Just to clarify.
Well, allegedly.
that.
He was never convicted, man.
No, he was acquitted.
Acquitted.
Yeah.
And so what did you think about this thing?
What's that?
About him going and robbing his own shit, taking his own shit back.
Now, I didn't understand completely. Now, this was stuff that he claimed was his, but it was something that was legally bought at an auction, right?
I'm not sure of the legality of it, but I know that, so that guy was his friend. That man who had the shit, he knew him personally.
And he probably helped his parole the most by saying, if he needs a ride, I'll pick him up. I forgive him and all that. So, Yeah. Okay. So that guy.
So that guy had a lot of his personal belongings. And he decided that he wanted his stuff back. I mean, you're out of money, dude. I'm sure he wanted to sell that stuff himself. I don't think he really wanted it back himself. But I mean, if there's a lot of your shit and you know it's worth money, why not have it and sell it yourself? That's my theory about it. I don't know why he wanted it. Well, I mean, if my shit was out there, I'd want it back too. So he was going to go and take the shit back. When he went and got the shit back, one of the guys he was with started popping off. Started waving guns.
Yeah.
Started stealing.
Which OJ kept on referring to as security when it was his friend of 20 years. But, yeah.
He's still, like, you can't control. Like, if you take me to a situation, you don't know what I'm going to do. I'm a wild card. Like, honestly, I've been your friend for over a decade, and you still don't know what I'm going to do if you take me into a sketchy situation.
You guys are just in Vegas, drinking all day, and it's just like, hey, back me up on this. And, you know, you're just like...
I wouldn't know what you would do, honestly. I think you would be more of a wild card than I would.
Like,
if you've been drinking all day in Vegas, dude...
Fuck, I got this gun. I'm not even going to tell him about it. He'll try to talk me out of it.
That's literally you. You're that guy.
Yeah.
You fucked it up for OJ. You would have fucked it up for me. But I wouldn't have got parole because I'm just a fucking Mexican kid from St. California.
Yeah.
Did you know his daughter lives in Fresno?
His what?
His daughter.
His daughter lives here in
OJ's
Fresno?
daughter lives in Fresno. I don't know what she does, but she lives in Fresno. You think we could get her on the podcast?
That would be cool.
I think
we can't let her hear this podcast to get her on, to coax her on. But,
I'm just all I'm giving him is admiration. I think the man killed somebody, but I like him as a person.
Oh. You know,
beautiful man.
About
horrible
that,
past.
About that, do you think somebody can redeem themselves after, let's say they murdered somebody in the 70s? They're just a nice old man that just like says, "Oh, hello, little Chewy," and like that's your memory growing up is just like that nice old man that was always watering his lawn and just like waving and you know he was just a good person. Started doing charity and shit, and I mean. Let's say he's like 85 and DNA evidence came out that he had like murdered a person and buried them. And, you know.
Mike, I'm just going to stop you there.
What?
I don't know what you do, man. I don't know what you do on your off time, but I assume it's fucking weird. And I always welcome you back with open arms.
You know, let's talk about when the Creed singer commits suicide. With arms wide open. I mean, let's talk about how many people are going to say that was their musical influence growing up. You know, listening to Creed.
No lie, dude.
And that Creed got them through so many tough times.
No lie. Creed. Somebody told me, hey, Creed is coming to Tachi Palace. They told me that. And I was like, they're like, are you down to go see him? And I was like, yeah, and I don't know why they were saying him. I was like, yeah, I'm fucking down. Fuck yeah. I'm down to go see Creed for $20 at Tachi Palace. Tachi Palace is just a really small...
So you were down for that?
Just a small Indian casino. It was just a small Indian casino, and they said Creed was coming. And I was like, fuck yeah, hell yeah, buy my ticket, and I'll go. And I was like, when is it? And they're like, oh, Wednesday? I was like, wow, that's a weird day for such a primo band to come on down. I don't like Creed, but it's like some things are just an experience, you know? Some things you just have to experience. I went and saw Rock of Ages in Las Vegas. Not because I wanted to, but because I just feel like that's something you got to experience.
Well, that seems like something that would be cool to see, actually.
It was all right. I'm not a big hair metal guy.
Well, it's just the play in general.
Yeah, it was pretty good, though. I liked it. And I'm glad that I went, and I feel like that would be something like I could say that I saw Creed. But then they saw how excited I was, and they're like, that's not normal. And they were like, I'm just letting you know, this is Creed from The Office doing his country folk shit. This is not, and
you know, that's way cooler to me.
I was still down for that, but less down than Creed.
Really,
yeah.
Dude? No, I'm going to say
it was
Creed,
a Wednesday, that's why.
Creed and his little folk band, Creed from The Office.
I miss Sugar Ray.
Sugar Ray was cool, man.
They played another shitty small little casino.
Well, okay.
At that point in your career, do you still want to be...
doing what they do?
Do you want to be doing it, or is that a financial move?
Well, it's definitely a financial move. They might lie to themselves in interviews, but that's purely finances at that point.
You get comped rooms and food.
Okay, check this out. Okay, two small venues, two very big bands from back in the day that one of the bands should definitely still be living on, pretty rich on royalties. Okay, so POD came recently to Full Circle Brewing, and
we also missed the Casualties at Full Circle Brewing. And who else did we miss at Full Circle Brewing? Have we missed Puddle of Mud already at Full Circle Brewing?
Probably.
We've missed 3 shitty bands at Full Circle Brewing.
Okay, so
you know that the guy from the Casualties is actually like in later years of us not listening to them, he was like diddling 15-year-olds and
yeah. Well, no, I think those rumors were already around when we were listening to the Casualties. I think Jorge was already
Why'd you tell me, dude?
I didn't know that exactly. Well, maybe like a year or two, and it was just like, oh, that's just an internet rumor. Like I was on like a message board or something.
You were on message boards when we were kids?
Yeah, dude.
You're weird.
I wasn't interacting. I was just reading the message boards.
That's even weirder.
How is that weird, man?
That you're just not even interacting.
No, I just want to know. I just want to know about topics. And there was a thread about the Casualties, and I remember there was a 13-year-old that was just saying like, oh yeah, they diddled me. They didn't say they diddled me, but that's pretty much what they were saying. Anyways, recently I had a coworker that asked me about Puddle of Mud, and not Puddle of Mud, POD, and I was just like, no, I'm not going to that. And we got into a conversation about how POD only had a couple songs, and I wasn't really into Christian rock, and he was like, well, they're not really like Christian rock, and I'm like, dude, listen to those lyrics. They're definitely Christian rock. And a week or two after that, the same guy asked me if I'm gonna go see Smash Mouth that night. And
dude, I would have loved to see Smash Mouth.
And I said, Smash
Sign
Mouth?
me up.
Really? He's all, yeah, they're coming to the Fulton 55. And I was like, nah, I do not want to see Smash Mouth. And he said, really? And he called me a music Nazi. And
we
said that
both
I was
are kind of music Nazis.
Well, dude, it's fucking Smash Mouth, man. Like,
They're
what am I gonna?
San Jose. I kind of appreciate that because I like the Sharks a
No,
lot.
dude, what am I gonna listen to? Walking on the Sun. Wait until their encore is All Star. And
Do you think they would wait for that? Where do you think that is in their set list?
Oh, dude, I feel like that's their encore.
You think it's the beginning and end?
Or do you think their cover of the Monkees, and then I Saw Her Face is the encore? Well, anyways, that's their 3 fucking songs. Everything else could just go by the wayside. I mean,
did you know the Oakland A's called them out on Twitter one time?
No.
Yeah, they made a comment because they're Bay Area sports fans, and they kind of said something like they threw some shade, and they were like, and then the Oakland A's said something to the effect of, "We remember when we were only big in the '90s." They threw hella shade, and then I think the owners kind of got mad and were like, apologize to them. And they had to send out a formal apology on Twitter like, hey, we're sorry, Smash Mouth.
Well, that's even more offensive than the initial remark, I think. It's kind of sad. It's like kid gloves with a kid, Does that make sense? This is starting to catch up on me.
It's the Zendaya. You like it?
I like it. It's refreshing. And each one you drink after is more refreshing than the first one. And that's just the buzz kicking in. But, that's
Who's
every
your favorite Christian rock band? You have a favorite?
Do I have a favorite Christian rock band?
Yeah.
Let's name some. And we're talking about people that are mainstream.
Mainstream.
Honestly,
I don't know any of those.
Okay.
I know one that's like not mainstream. Just because people talk about it a lot. Skillet. Never heard them. Never heard the music.
I've
heard the
that
name a million times.
Yeah, I've never
they
heard
come
the
to
music.
Fresno like 12 times a year.
Okay, so
Switchfoot.
Oh, there was Switchfoot. I forgot about Switchfoot. Are we gonna put Reliant K on that list?
Reliant K.
Then there's Creed. There's POD.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to include? Okay, so there's 2 smaller bands that were big in independent music. There was Pedro the Lion, and there was I think that was the name of the group. But there was Pedro the Lion. I think I might be totally fucking that up. And then there was Me Without You.
Daniel Stripe Tighter?
No. Me Without You. I don't know if you've ever listened to Me Without You. I think they're an interesting band. And even the singer has said later, they were on the Tooth and Nail record company that Reliant K was also on, which is a Christian record label. They later said that they're not really Christian. They also have Buddhist views and other shit. But some of their early stuff could be considered Christian lyrics. I'm going to say that was my favorite band musically.
I'll say Reliant K.
Reliant K is actually very easy to listen to. I get it.
When I went to Warped Tour as a child, they gave us posters, right? You remember the posters they give out?
Yeah.
Then for some reason, like I was in between bands, and I just decided to just jump in this line that I didn't know what the line was for. I just figured there's a line, I'll jump in it. It was to get Reliant K's autograph.
That's pretty
so
solid.
At a time, I had all of Reliant K's autograph. I lost it. Just like I lost my Pete Wentz autograph that I got at Starbucks when he was just chilling inside Starbucks. And this is back when I was a little quote-unquote punk rock music Nazi. So I was like, yeah, Fall Out Boys, whatever. Lumpy Space Princess. Fall Out Boys, just whatever.
But
in later years, I fucking loved them.
Later years, meaning like a year or two after that encounter, I want to say. You were pretty hard up on that band.
Dude, when I saw them in Vegas, amazing. Crazy fucking good. They're a good band.
Yeah.
Take This to Your Grave. That's a good album. It's a really... You don't like them?
I think they're a solid band.
You know what was supposed to happen tomorrow?
I used to be a punk rock music Nazi where I would say, no, fuck them. And then even bands that I liked, like Newfound Glory, I stopped liking
Blink-182 for a long time.
And again, I liked Blink-182, and I'll still say that some albums I don't really like. Yeah.
Tomorrow.
What's that?
There was supposed to be a concert.
Oh, what's that?
Linkin Park. It's not going to happen.
Really? Why not?
Well, because Linkin Park, they're done. They were supposed to have a collab show.
I thought this was like a local band that was doing both Linkin Park and Blink-182 covers.
Blink-182 was going to have a show with Linkin Park as a big festival, and it's just not going to happen. And that kind of sucks. In the later years, I kind of like Blink-182 as well because now they have Matt Skiba.
But you liked them back then too.
I fell off like you did. But you get Alkaline Trio's brilliance of Matt Skiba in there. That's crazy good.
See, I didn't like the song that they released. Whatever their single was, I wasn't a big fan.
I forget what it's called, but yeah, I like it. It's like a perfect marriage of Alkaline Trio and Blink-182.
Not a fan. I'm gonna say I'm not a fan. But yeah.
Mark Hoppus actually tweeted the other day, and I'm not sure if it's true or not. He tweeted that just cruising around town, he was on tour. Cruising around town, he saw 3 kids, all wearing Blink-182 shirts. Each 3 of those kids, he told them, "Cool shirt." And he said each 3 of those kids looked at him like he was a creepy old man and didn't give him much of a response.
That's definitely going to happen to that guy. He's fucking 40, 45.
He's old, dude.
I don't know how old he is.
Well, the Linkin Park guy was 41.
Yeah, he was 41.
And he came out after Blink-182.
Yeah, that guy's like 43.
Yeah.
Mark Hoppus is like 43.
Nobody likes you when you're 43. This is the new.
He's writing teenage love songs at 43, and
you think that's weird?
It is a little weird.
Do you think he thinks it's weird?
Not at all.
No?
Not at all.
It's like Arrested Development a little bit?
I think he's totally oblivious to how weird that is.
You know what I've always wondered?
To wearing cargo shorts.
Yeah, heavy. Heavy on the cargo
shorts. And fucking, what was their brand that they used to wear? Their T-shirt that they, I think, had a deal. Atticus?
Atticus was Tom DeLonge's
brand. No, but there was a different brand that they used to wear all the time. It was like some just surf
Etnies?
T-shirt. No, I'm sure they had Etnies in a lot of pictures, but there was another like skate brand or surfer brand that they used to wear.
How do you feel? I've always thought that I felt bad for this. It's just a talented ass dude who couldn't really like catch a break anywhere else. How did you feel Travis Barker felt in this band? I feel like he didn't.
Again, I think he was oblivious, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
I think he didn't like it.
No.
Really?
Dude, he was in the Transplants, and when you think about it, as much as I like the Transplants,
that used to be one of my favorite bands.
Again, as much as I like the Transplants, I also think they're ridiculous as a concept. But I'll listen to it.
Music.
Good for him.
Hardcore music.
I like it.
I don't know if it's hardcore.
Look it up.
I'm not sure if it's hardcore or if it's like fucking punk rock or deathcore.
So something. Okay. Just something totally
Weird.
divergent from transplants.
Yeah. You know his mom lives in Fresno.
Yeah, and he went to Clovis schools.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah.
Thinking about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Travis Barker, he has a fucking checkered flag on his neck. I mean, I don't think he's making that great decisions he's a talented fucking drummer.
I think one of the best.
He's
to be honest.
Technically speaking on how well he can drum. I mean he's an amazing drummer. Again, he probably doesn't have that great of music taste. I don't think technical ability gives you like an eclectic taste of music or like judging the characters you're hanging out with.
I mean, if you jump back maybe 20 minutes into this conversation, we talked about our meth head friend who signed up to be in Limp Bizkit. He was really good at guitar.
Yeah.
But he didn't have good taste in music at all.
No, very bad taste in music. He was actually pretty good technically. And I'm not saying technically, I'm saying like his technical ability to perform was pretty.
Could he bust those sweeps though, bro?
Oh, yeah, dude.
He bust those sweeps out?
You know what? Actually, I don't think I ever saw him do that. But
I don't know if that was a thing back then. That was more of a thing when we were like high schoolers. This was back in like 8th grade that I knew him.
He could shred though. He was a good shredder, man. Not that that's what he did mostly.
Because a tattoo of Master Shredder.
Dude, that would be sick.
That'd be pretty sick.
I would.
Like right here on his arm.
Like holding a guitar.
Yeah.
Probably a BC Rich guitar too,
dude.
You know?
Let me tell you a story about a BC Rich guitar. I was at a thrift store, and I saw a BC Rich guitar. Secretly, I've always wanted a BC Rich. Secretly,
you talked shit on everybody that's had one.
I think anybody who has a BC Rich is a piece of shit. But I've always secretly just wanted one. So I walked into this thrift store and I see one on display right when you walk in. Literally right when you walk in. Really flimsily put on a shelf. Real flimsily put there. And I'm like, holy shit. Do you think this is like $100? Because I'll pick this shit up for $100 real quick. You know how I am with instruments. I'll just buy them. I'm not very good at instruments, but I buy them all. So I'm like, well, let me check this thing out. I picked it up. It's a pretty nice one. It's like not one of the shit ones. Like there's different levels of BC Rich. Like there's the piece of shit fiberglass Warlocks that are just not. They sound like shit. They feel like shit. But they have upper price ones that feel pretty good. Picked it up. It's one of the nice ones. But they want $400 for it. So I'm like, all right, it's not in my price range. Put it back down. Onto the shelf just like they had it. I walked away for about a good minute. It was a good minute. And it fell. It fell down. And I looked over there in that direction. I'm like, oh shit, the BC Rich that I just put down fell. So I'm like, oh, whatever. Like, I put it down. I don't know what the rule is, how many minutes it has to be there before it's not my fault. So I'm just perusing the shit that they have in the thrift store. And I see that they start freaking out. The people who own the thrift store are just like freaking out. Like I noticed that they're like looking at it. It's broken. It's 100% broken. And so I'm like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I told the person we gotta go.
See, I don't know why you didn't leave as soon as it fell down.
Because it's not my fault, dude. It was like a minute after. That's not my fault.
I would have left. I would have said, fuck it.
Well, I was with somebody else and they were perusing. I wasn't gonna be rude.
I guess.
So, I'm like, we gotta get out of here. So I planned a little escape that we were gonna walk down the middle aisle and just go. And it almost worked. But as soon as we get out the door, some punk ass kid comes out, hey, that guitar broke. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, could you come back inside? I was like, oh, okay. Like, I didn't know what to say. I didn't want to be rude and be like, nah. At the time, like, in hindsight, I should have just been like, well, suck one. It's not my fault. I mean, you can't do a goddamn thing. You can take my license plate. You do whatever you want. Nothing's going to happen. The cops aren't going to come for me. But I was polite and I obliged and I went back inside and I straight up told him, I was like, look, dude, like, it was like a straight up minute that shit was up there. Like, it's not my fault. Then you put it on this flimsy ass shelf. It's not my fault that you didn't put it behind the counter. And
Behind the counter. It should have been behind the counter.
But there was a
Ask
sign on
if
it.
I can
there was
use.
The price
Uh-huh.
also had in small writing but legible, "Do not touch."
Oh, dude, it's your fault, dude.
Hold
You're
on.
a son of a bitch.
Hold on.
And you say that you put it down exactly how it was. Obviously, you didn't.
I did because it stayed up for a minute.
A minute means that it was not steady.
Whatever. So this kid says, but it did say "do not touch," and I'm like, "Oh, so you want to get all technical, do you?" So the kid's like trying to be like a smart ass, and I'm like, "I don't know, dude. Like, I just told him my dad was a lawyer." So my father does work for a law firm, but it's not that kind of law firm. It's like a public help thing for like people who are dealing with immigration problems and shit. So I'm like, well, my dad works for legal services. How about I just give him a call right now? Like, oh no, we don't really want those kind of problems. Let me just call the manager real quick. I was like, yeah, just for sure, dude. Just call the manager. Just give him a call. And so then they call the manager, and the guy wants to talk to me, and he's like, look, dude, we're a small thrift store. We don't have a lot of money. Like, I'm not going to charge you for the guitar. You can go, but, like, if you can, like, bring us something to sell, that would be cool. And I was like, yeah, dude, I got a lot of shit that I can just, like, donate to you that you can sell and make all kinds of profit. I lied to the fucker. I wasn't going to go give him anything.
Oh, dude, you should have.
Fuck him.
Oh, dude, you just came off like an asshole in that story.
I mean,
You're a goddamn son of a bitch.
In 4 episodes, if that hasn't been apparent, I don't know what's apparent, dude. If you didn't catch that from episode 1.
This better not have been the fucking Salvation Army or some shit.
The Salvation Armies are son of bitches. They're fucking homophobic.
Says who, dude?
They're fucking Christian organization.
Yeah, they're a Christian organization. But what are they doing that's homophobic?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Are they denying services to anybody?
They probably are.
Oh, you're just making blind accusations.
I'm not going to get on the internet right now, Michael. I'm in the middle of a podcast. No, I'm not going to be rude and get on my phone.
Making blind-ass accusations is what I'm saying.
I'm going to stand by it.
All right.
I have it on good authority that they're fucking homophobic.
Well,
From a good source.
Anyways.
We've had 3 of these Zumbitas, and I'm going to say this has been my favorite drink that we've had on this podcast so far.
It's just mango soda. Did we even say this whole time that it's mango flavored?
Yeah, in the beginning.
Did you say mango?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. But
Drinks like a soda.
Mango soda.
I mean, when I walked in, I thought they were like Zimas. Because it was a Z. I was full doing bringing Zimas in here.
That would have been interesting.
It would have been interesting. I don't know if they still make those.
They actually just brought it back.
Oh,
you haven't seen it on social media or anything?
No. I'm not on that kind of social media.
Oh, man, dude. My coworker was losing their shit because they brought back
The alcoholic?
Zima. No.
Oh. Can we get that guy on this podcast?
Oh, he just talks shit all day.
Can we go to his house? I don't really want to bring him around me. I don't want to bring him around my property.
Probably not. I don't think his wife would be down with that.
Really?
He's got his, as free as he used to be in his young days. He's got his balls in a jar now.
That's kind of sexist, bro.
Is that sexist?
Yeah, like you're saying that the wife controls him, does balls in a jar.
Okay, let's say his balls are not in a jar, but his wife controls him. Can I say that? Because that's a real thing.
You don't get off on that?
What do you mean?
Oh, never mind. No.
What I'm saying is that his time is
have like that
dialed down. It's dialed down what he can do from the time he gets off work to the time he gets home.
That's good. You know
Which
why?
Is probably a good thing because
he had a fucking liver transplant.
Oh, you know what?
You need somebody to keep him in check.
You know that fool has no DUIs. He had a liver transplant when he was 34, I think, was the age. And, yeah, I mean, so he already fucked up his liver by the age of 34 to where he was going to die if somebody did not come forward and give him a liver donation. And, yeah, he got that. And, anyways.
I know people with 4 DUIs.
Yeah, I know people with 4
personally.
DUIs, and they don't have that yet. They don't have that life that
not
they don't have
34
that
yet, though.
alcohol cirrhosis.
They're gonna get there. One of the guys that we know for
Oh,
sure.
well, that person I
That
know
guy
who you're
with
talking
the
about
guy
already.
with the 4 is gonna get
Oh,
it.
does he have 4?
I think so.
Oh man. Wait, okay, I don't know if we're talking about the same
I think
person
we are.
anymore. We don't name drop on this show. So, you know. Does he have
Is he rad?
No, never mind. Oh, no, that guy. Oh, that guy he doesn't have 4. He has 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he flew under the radar for years.
I think that's how it happens. To be
Yeah.
honest, like I feel like if I got shit-faced drunk, I would never do it. I've never driven drunk. But if I feel like if I've got shit-faced drunk and I drove home, I'd get caught the first time.
Yeah.
Not that I would ever do it, but there's people who do it habitually that never get caught
Yeah. Yeah.
until they do get caught, and then it's like it sucks.
There was a kid, I remember they had in high school a demonstration. They set up a little cone a driving course, and they got the golf carts that the security drivers used, and they put on these beer goggles that were obscuring your vision, and they let people drive them just to show them how it is to drive drunk. And all these kids were just fucking up the whole lunch period, just fucking up, hitting cones, and they were resetting them, and they're like, oh, well, see, now you know. And then this one fucking guy,
Did it all perfect?
golden lock curls of hair.
Sven?
I won't say his name. No, I wish it was Ben.
Sven?
Oh, we'll drop
our
his
German
name.
exchange student
we'll,
friend?
we'll drop his name, but no, it was not Sven. It was this other guy, golden lock curls. He gets there, he puts the goggles on, he drives as fast as that thing could fucking go.
Is he dead?
And he fucking flew through those cones.
No, this guy, is he dead?
And I have no idea.
Oh, he's not.
But
not the guy I'm thinking of then.
but he flew with flying colors, and everybody cheered. Everybody fucking clapped their hands and cheered.
You know, the first time that I ever smoked weed,
Okay.
I felt bad.
Yeah. Why, you
Because-
felt bad?
Yeah, because in the Kmart parking lot when I was around 8 years old, Dare was out there, and they gave me a pretty sweet fucking hat.
I was there that day. You're talking about the go-kart thing.
Yeah.
I drove one of those go-karts, and I signed that pledge too, Chewy. And
That hat's worth like $40 now.
Oh, probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Fuck yeah.
It's a pretty sweet trucker hat that said "I'm drug free," but a big old Kmart logo on it. Trucker hat, red and white.
Look, when I signed my pledge, I did it inadvertently, but I accidentally misspelled my name. And I was like, well,
every time that I would smoke weed, I would think about Officer Beck, my Dare officer.
you know what? Officer Beck was a good guy. Officer Beck was a great guy.
And I lied to him.
You
I
know.
told him that I wasn't gonna smoke.
You know, when he came to our classroom in 4th grade to show us his suitcase of drugs, I thought, how much money is that?
What a Hunter S. Thompson thing to do. Suitcase of drugs.
Which I know that none of those drugs were real. Those were all models of drugs, probably. I don't think he could bring, fucking crack cocaine actually onto the campus to show us what it looked like. It was an example of what crack cocaine looked like. And, Officer Beck, also, we're name dropping on this one.
Well, I don't care. He's a Dare officer.
Well, not just a Dare officer, because he actually, remember, he was the nice guy when he busted us for opening the manhole.
He was not.
He was the nice guy.
No, he wasn't.
Who the fuck was the
He
nice
was just
guy?
a nice old man.
I don't think so,
It wasn't
dude.
Officer Beck.
I'm like
I
80%
can
sure
tell
that's
you
Officer Beck.
So Michael's talking about this time that we were at his grandma's house, and for whatever reason, because we were stupid ass kids, why were we opening it?
It's just because I found a crowbar.
We found a crowbar, and we went in front of his grandma's house, who lives on a cul-de-sac. So and she owns I'm gonna exaggerate
she
here.
owns two
She
houses
owns
on the
half of
street.
the block.
Well, that's almost half the block.
Yeah, she owns
There's
half.
6 houses on the block. She owns 2 of them.
That's not half.
That's
But-
1/3.
Yeah. So she owns a third of the houses. So it's like we own the block. We used to play
And it wasn't a cul-de-sac. It was a dead-end street.
dead end street. Yeah. So we were like, fuck it, let's just open this manhole cover with this crowbar. And
one of our friends decided to prop it open with an empty water bottle.
that was me.
Was it you? I thought it was.
was me.
The other guy.
No, it was me.
No. Okay. This
I thought
fucking
the air in it would be like an airbag.
this fucking This fucking 200-pound manhole cover that we're obviously struggling to lift open with a crowbar
My
was
whole
going to be
life I've
propped
been
open
an instigator.
by an empty water bottle.
I propose ideas, but I don't do them. I've always been like that. And I proposed the idea that you guys do that. But I didn't do it with you. I sat on the sideline, so I was like, hey, if anything happens, I didn't really do it.
Well, you put the bottle there.
Just to try
Which
to pop
is
it up.
what the only evidence was.
True.
That we were doing anything.
So the cops passed by, and I've always been known to be a little bit of an exaggerator. So I was on the sideline, and I was like, cops. Like, I straight up let these guys know that I saw a cop car. Straight up let them know. I was like, cops. And then I backed the fuck away from them. And they didn't listen to me because they didn't believe me. And the cops came back.
No, hold on a second. Let's remember, we actually did listen to you because we ran inside, or ran to the backyard. It wasn't until the cops came to the door and asked for us to come out.
I'll remember that, dude. That's the last day your grandma ever liked me. That was the last fucking day that Michael's grandma ever liked me because the cops came and we were stupid ass kids. I don't remember if I'm the one who said this, but I'm pretty sure I was. Maybe it was Michael.
No, it was you guys.
It was me?
Say that. I know what you're talking about.
So the cops say, "What are you guys doing?" And I was like, "Lifting the manhole cover." They didn't expect that answer. They expected us to lie, and they're like, "Why?" And I was like, "Cause I wanted to see the Ninja Turtles."
And mind you, we're 16 years old. We're not little children.
So the cops like start saying, "Lifting a manhole cover's no joke. It's very heavy. You could have broken your foot until you could have let out methane gases and passed out." And then this whole time, the guy's being a fucking dick. He's one of those
the
cops.
newbie cop.
He's a newbie cop with a
Young
fucking
guy.
chip on his shoulder. Fucking wants to bust some perps. And I'm fucking just laughing. I'm laughing the whole time. And his grandma's in the screen door. I didn't know she was there because the screen door, you can't see in, they just see out. And she says, "What are you laughing at?" She said that to me in that voice.
Dude, no.
Yeah.
No,
That's the last time she ever liked me. And
Dude, I don't know where you're getting that
I remember
from.
that. I straight up remember that because I stopped laughing.
Oh,
Yep.
dude, I'm gonna call shenanigans on
real,
that
dude.
memory.
That's real. What
Nah,
are you laughing at? She
Because
said it
I
just
don't know
like
why
that.
you're getting this. She doesn't like you thing.
From that day, that's the impression that I've gotten.
No, dude, she's never said anything about that. She even asks about you.
That's nice.
Yeah, man.
I thought she didn't like me.
No, dude.
She straight up said that though, dude.
I
I'm
don't
not
know
making
what-
it up.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What are you laughing at? Like that.
Dude, that was your conscience, dude. It's fucking Jiminy Cricket. That was fucking Jiminy
Don't
Cricket
tell me that, dude. So then
embodied
then I know
into
I'm
a
going
physical
crazy.
spirit, man. Fuck, dude. That was just your memory of what Jiminy Cricket would say in that situation. Growing up watching Disney movies.
I love Disney movies.
And just like, what would Jiminy Cricket say?
I got my life together at that point. And now I'm a college graduate and I have a good job. But I think that's about it for today's podcast. This has been number 4. The drink of choice was Zumbita. Very good. If you get a chance, go get a Jahundra to give you some mason jars because they're giving them out right now. Until next week, goodbye.